Good evening, it's just past 6 o'clock on Saturday the 30th of July and welcome to Wyke Regis TV Saturday Evening News. And in the news this week, there was a very close escape at Morrison's fuel station in Weymouth today for the occupiers of a motorhome and those close by, as it caught fire whilst under the parapet at the fuel station. We believe nobody was hurt. The fire brigade were on scene very quickly with 3 fire engines and dealt with the fire, but the camper van was badly damaged and there was some damage to the canopy of the petrol station, and we don't know whether that will be reopening soon or not, but luckily we don't believe anyone was injured. Now, Dorset County Hospital is looking for volunteers to help shape and improve services for volunteers. Is looking for volunteers to help shape and improve services by acting as patient representatives on key projects, including patient safety and its site development plans. The Trust already seeks regular patient care and public feedback in a number of ways through its patient experience team and uses this to improve its services. But now DCH is looking for people who can spend a minimum of 4 hours a month to act as patient representatives and sit on various groups as another way to make sure the views of patients and carers are considered throughout the development process. The Trust is currently looking for patient safety partners as part of a national scheme to improve patient safety across healthcare services, and patient representatives to join the Trust's Your Future Hospital programme, which sets out plans to develop clinical facilities on site, including a brand new emergency department and critical care unit. While these are voluntary roles, travel expenses can be paid, although some of the meetings will take place online. Now, for more information about the roles and how to apply, go to the Dorset County Hospital website at www.dchft.nhs.uk and look for patient and public voice partners. You can also call 01305 255 351 for more information. Now, as it increasingly focuses on making wide-ranging recommendations to better council services throughout the country, the Local Government and Social Care Ombudsman has directed more improvements to local councils in the South West in the past year than it ever has done before. Launched this week, the Ombudsman's annual review of complaints gives a concise overview of the state of local government complaints over the last year. The Ombudsman upheld 60% of complaints in the region, which is decreased from 63% last year. This year data also shows that most complaints are about children and education, accounting for 21% of complaints, and the fewest complaints are about benefits and taxation. And although the Ombudsman role is to remedy individual people's problems, it is increasingly looking at how it can make sweeping recommendations on the back of the complaints to help councils learn and improve services for everyone. Now, the specific statistics in Dorset are 63% of complaints made to the Ombudsman after investigation were upheld, and this equates to 20 complaints. And as a result of this, 8 service improvements were agreed between the Ombudsman and Dorset Council. The largest number of upheld complaints were in respect of special educational needs for children, with charging, planning and COVID-19 all coming an equal second. Now, Litter Free Dorset has partnered with Weymouth Town Council and Weymouth and Portland Marine Litter Project to launch a new initiative to reduce single-use plastic waste this summer. Weymouth now hosts a new toy library on the slipway next to the beach office on Weymouth Beach to encourage the reuse of beach toys and reduce the number of toys being left on the beach over the holiday season. Most toys are made of plastic, and it's estimated now that over 80% end up in landfill, incineration or in the oceans. Weymouth and Portland Marine Litter Project currently picks up around 100 kilograms of plastic waste every month, just from the coast around Weymouth and the Chesil Beach. Over time, these plastics deteriorate and fragment into microplastics, which are extremely difficult to remove from the marine environment, posing a risk to our own health and danger to marine life. Microplastics will remain in the environment forever and can cut, trap or be ingested by local birds, marine mammals and other animals. A toy library is just one thing that can be done at a local level to reduce the amounts of plastic ending up in the oceans. So join Litter Free Dorset, Weymouth and Portland Marine Litter Project and the Town Council in supporting the new toy library and the fun activities that are going on around it. Broken toys can also be returned to the toy library. These will be sorted and removed by Weymouth Town Council, who will manage the scheme on a day-to-day basis. Now, Dave Taylor, who's the co-founder of Weymouth and Portland Marine Litter Project, said, "We work with a specialist company using an innovative process to repurpose the hard-to-recycle plastics we collect, which are made into plastic board used to make furniture and other items. We will now add any broken plastic beach toys left in the new toy library to the list of items we collect, giving them a new lease of life and preventing more waste." So that's a brand new good service there for locals and holiday makers alike. Now, Weymouth Town Council is celebrating after receiving a Green Flag Award for Green Hill Gardens and Sandsfoot Gardens, which were named among 2,208 UK winners this week. The Keep Britain Tidy Award is the international quality mark for parks and green spaces and was announced during Love Parks Week that's run throughout this last week. After 2 years that have seen our parks and green spaces play a vital role for people through lockdowns as a place to relax, exercise and meet friends and family safely, the news that both Green Hill and Sunset Gardens have achieved the Green Flag Award for another year is testament to the hard work and dedication of the team that make these green spaces a great place for everyone to enjoy. The Green Flag Award scheme is managed by environmental charity Keep Britain Tidy under a licence from the Department of Levelling Up, Housing and Communities, and recognises and rewards well managed parks and green spaces, setting the benchmark standard for the management of green spaces across the United Kingdom and around the world. Now, residents and tourists to South West England this summer are being asked to help save lives together with South Western Ambulance Service NHS Foundation Trust and the region's 5 air ambulance charities. Latest data released by the ambulances reveals that in the last 6 years the Trust has responded to and provided a resuscitation attempt for over 21,000 patients following a cardiac arrest. 75% of these patients experience a cardiac arrest at a private location such as a home or a holiday address. An out-of-hospital cardiac arrest is a medical emergency when a person's heart stops beating suddenly, causing them to fall unconscious and to stop breathing normally. Excuse me. Over the past 6 years, 65% of patients who experienced an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest received bystander CPR or chest compressions before the arrival of the first ambulance response. Together, the ambulance service and the 5 air ambulance organisations are encouraging residents and tourists to plan ahead to help save lives together this summer by knowing how to describe their exact location in a remote rural area using the app What 3 Words, spending 15 minutes to learn how to do CPR by visiting the SWAST FT Saving Lives Together website, and learning where the nearest defibrillator is to their home or holiday address by visiting the SWAST website. Now, Ollie Zorob, who's clinical lead for out-of-hospital cardiac arrest at the Ambulance Trust, said with a high proportion of cardiac arrest taking place at a private location, it will sadly mean that you're more likely to perform CPR on a loved one than you are on a stranger. We want to empower people this summer to know what to do should the worst happen, so you can help us to help you. I often hear people say they would be worried about hurting someone when performing CPR using a defibrillator. In reality, when someone has a sudden unexpected cardiac arrest, doing nothing is the only way of making their situation worse. This summer, Saving Lives Together is being supported by the region's air ambulances. Last year, around 1 in 3 missions for the South West air ambulances were to patients suffering a cardiac arrest. Air ambulance critical care teams are a crucial part of the ambulance service team, especially for time critical emergencies such as a cardiac arrest. With the Ambulance Trust support, the air ambulance crews are able to deliver hospital level treatment to the scene of an incident very quickly and transport patients to the most suitable hospital. They are also able to reach patients in locations that aren't accessible by road. Now, in a life-threatening emergency, you're all reminded to dial 999 and to request an ambulance. So do learn CPR if you haven't. Do learn about defibrillators and where to find them this summer. Now, officers investigating a fatal road traffic collision from Dorset Police in Dorchester are appealing for witnesses for anyone with relevant dashcam footage to come forward. Dorset Police received a report at around 6:50 p.m. on Sunday the 24th of July of a collision involving a silver Volkswagen Polo, a white BMW and a red Ford Fusion on the B3147 between the Weirs roundabout and the junction with Westleys. Very sadly, the driver of one of the vehicles, a man aged in his 20s from Southampton, was pronounced dead at the scene, and obviously his family have been informed. Drivers of the other two vehicles were taken to Dorset County Hospital for treatment. Also, detectives investigating an alleged serious assault in Weymouth are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. It was reported that around 3:10 a.m. on Saturday the 23rd of July, a 19-year-old man was assaulted by two men on St Edmund Street, Weymouth. The victim was reportedly knocked unconscious and sustained a serious head injury. He was taken to hospital for treatment. Officers attended, and a 25-year-old Dorchester man and a 28-year-old man from Wiltshire were arrested on suspicion of grievous bodily harm without intent. They have both been released under investigation while inquiries continue. Now, anyone with information, dashcam footage or CCTV for either of these incidents can help Dorset Police by giving them a call on 101 or anonymously through the independent charity Crime Stoppers by calling 0800 555 111. Now, staying with Dorset Police, they've held an operation locally to tackle County Line's drug couriers coming into Weymouth train station and using the wider road network. The proactive operation took place on Friday the 22nd of July, targeting those who try to use railways and roads to courier drugs from major cities to the seaside town. Officers from Dorset Police's Force Support Group, Neighbourhood Enforcement Team, Rural Crime Team and No Excuse Team were joined by a passive drugs detection dog for high visibility patrols and proactive stop and search activity on individuals of interest. Inspector Lee Turner of the Neighbourhood Enforcement Team said Operation Viper is our proactive approach to targeting drugs and county lines which have no place in Dorset. We want to make Dorset a safe county for everyone through being tough on crime. During this operation, a number of stop and searches took place, but no one was arrested and no items were seized. No Excuse officer did issue a small number of traffic-related tickets during the patrols. So, Police and Crime Commissioner David Siddick said, I am delighted to see Op Viper continuing to sting those involved with illegal drugs in Dorset. By working in partnership with British Transport Police, the Op Viper team have been able to target county lines using trains to enter Dorset. This type of action disrupts county lines gangs before they make it into Dorset, and I'm grateful to all those involved in the partnership working, as it ensures our county is a hostile place for drugs. Now, since their first birthday celebrations and charitable partnership announcement, the e-bike cafe at De Heers on Weymouth Quay has raised £1,000 for All Saints CE Academy Parent Teachers Association through a 10p donation for cups of coffee sold in what has become one of Weymouth's most popular cafes on the harbour side. Owners Peter Claxton and Josephine Parker decided to launch an annual charitable partnership to celebrate their first year trading. Josephine explains that we opened the business at one of the toughest points in the last couple of years, right in the middle of COVID pandemic, navigating lockdowns, safety protocols and a completely new way of working. Towards the end of our first year trading, we realised how much the cafe had become part of the community and how local people had supported us. So Peter and I decided to give back to the local community each year through an annual charitable partnership. They launched their 2022 charitable partnership with the PTA of All Saints CE Academy, part of the Ambitions Academies Trust, and their first birthday celebration back in November last year. 6 months into the partnership with the PTA, Josephine and Peter have made their first donation to the school. They've presented a cheque for £1,000 to Kim Newstead, chair of the PTA, all raised from 10p donations for each cup of coffee sold since December. The school principal, John Cornish, commenting on the donation, said, "Finding funding for additional equipment is always a struggle, and we need to be creative. That's why help and support like this from customers of the e-bike cafe makes all the difference. We are delighted they are supporting our school, and my team and I would like to thank all e-bike cafes and their customers for support and coffee consumption." Well done to them. Now you can meet your local councillors and staff from Weymouth Town Council on Saturday the 6th of August at a pop-up event held at the Weymouth Information Shop, or WIZ for short. Meet Your Town Council runs from 10 AM to 2 PM and provides an opportunity to find out more about the work of the council and current projects, including the Tumbledown Community Project, the Neighbourhood Plan, and what's next for the Seafront Master Plan. There will be stands, information and interactive games on how to set a council budget. Join the team at the Wiz, located on St Mary Street, Weymouth Town Centre. Now, Town Clerk Jane Biscombe said, "We'd love to see you at the pop-up event on Saturday the 6th of August. Weymouth Town Council services are wide-ranging and cover everything from events and celebrations to cemeteries, public toilets, our play parks, allotments, a promenade and our award-winning parks, gardens and Weymouth Beach. But we're also developing a former farm, Tumbledown, into a community asset where fruit and veg is grown and sold and people are supported with learning and volunteering opportunities. There will be free children's activities as well, so come along to the pop-up event anytime between 10 AM and 2 PM and find out more or ask questions about Weymouth Town Council services." Now, staying with Weymouth Town Council, and you'll all be aware, I'm sure, that it's 10 years since Weymouth took centre stage of the sailing events of the London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games, and a commemorative sculpture will be unveiled at a community event, and you can see the wonderful sculpture there on the screen. The unveiling will be carried out by the Mayor, Councillor Anne Weaving, at 12 PM on Friday the 5th of August at the Nose Gardens. Ambassadors and torchbearers from London 2012 still living in and around Weymouth are encouraged to attend the event. Weymouth Town Council worked with the Dorset-based arts development company to help commission artist Brendan Merlis to create the sculpture. The unique design features a boat styled on the one used by Ben Ainsley, in which he won gold for Team GB at the Games. Ben is one of the most successful sailors in Olympic history, winning medals at 5 consecutive Olympics from 1996 to London 2012. The sculpture features numbers and symbols inspired by the number of participants in the Games, that's 380, the countries competing, 63, and the 5 medals won by Team GB in the sailing events. Portland stone has also been used to create 6 waves representing 6 continents. As well as the unveiling, a community event has been organised by Weymouth Town Council, and people are encouraged to come along, bring a picnic and enjoy a host of free activities between 11 AM and 3 PM. These include children's mini Olympic races, face painting, pebble painting and a mini nature trail, and live music. Now, there's less than a week to go until the start, well, in fact it's only a couple of days to go until the start of Weymouth's summer season of fireworks. The 3 displays will be taking place on Weymouth Seafront on the 1st of August, the 15th of August and the 29th of August, all at 9:30 PM. And good news for those like myself who are dog owners or who don't like loud bangs, the displays on the 1st and the 15th of August will be the lower noise displays that were trialled last year. So that's 9:30 on the 1st of August, 15th of August and 29th of August on Weymouth Seafront. And finally, in our headlines tonight, community radio station Keep 106 celebrated its 4th birthday on Thursday this week, the 28th of July. And we would like to wish the station and all the volunteers who work so hard to provide this truly local service a very happy birthday and a big thank you, and encourage them to keep up the good work that they do for the communities in Dorset and Weymouth and across the south coast. Don't forget, of course, you can receive Keep 106 on your radios on 106.3 FM, via the web on www.keep106.com or on your smart device. You know, that device with the name, if you mention it, it turns on and does things. So I'm not going to mention it because I do have one in the studio with me, and I have mentioned it before and it then starts doing all weird things. But your smart device, we will say. And that's tonight's headlines. Now, this week, regular contributor Janet Hall has been finding out about Enid Blyton. I'm sure if you're of a certain age, like myself, you'll be very familiar with Enid Blyton and her children's books. Very, very popular. In fact, one of the most popular authors ever. Now, you may not have known that she had quite a few links with Dorset. And as we mark 125 years since her birth, Janet has been looking into those links with Dorset. And actually, when I looked at this report earlier today, I actually learned quite a lot of things I didn't know about Enid Blyton. So I hope you will find Janet's piece tonight interesting.
I'm sure you've all heard of Enid Blyton. Some of you probably grew up reading her books avidly. But did you know she had a strong connection with the Purbeck area in Dorset? This August, 125 years ago, Enid Blyton was born in East Dulwich, South London. She was a most enormously popular British children's writer, creating Noddy, The Famous Five and The Secret Seven. And she's among the world's best-selling writers, selling more than 600 million copies of her books. In the 1940s, Enid Blyton visited the Purbeck area of Dorset with her children and was so inspired by the idyllic scenery and dark, majestic towers of Corfe that the castle took on a new identity as Kirin Castle in the Famous Five series of books. Five on a Treasure Island was published in 1942 and was the first novel in the Famous Five series. It introduced the four children, Julian, Dick, Anne, George and Timmy the dog, who spend school holidays together and get involved in several mysteries and solve crimes. The train journey from Wareham to Swanage is alluded to in Five Go Adventuring Again, as the castle sweeps into view on the journey to the coast. And at the time the train would have been powered by steam. And today, thanks to a restoration project, we can still relive the steam railway experience, just like it must have been like for the Blyton family, arriving at Corfe, or Kirin Station. For Enid Blyton, the seaside town of Swanage was where she liked to visit and write and take picnics on the sandy beach with her family. She's known to have stayed at the Grosvenor Hotel and took delight in wandering the narrow streets of the town. Some of the people in the town even ended up as Enid Blyton characters, including the local policeman who was cheekily transformed into P.C. Plod in the Noddy books. Just 2 miles west of Corfe Castle is the Blue Pool at Fursbrook, which featured in Five Go Off in a Caravan. The pool is described as a wonderful dark blue, which is due to the old clay deposits in the area, and in fact transforms from greens to turquoise, depending on the light. Brownsea Island at the entrance to Poole Harbour became Whispering Island, and a place with many secrets, and was immortalised in Five Have a Mystery to Solve. It is, however, unlikely that Enid Blyton ever visited the island, because during the 1940s it had been commandeered by the military for wartime purposes, and did indeed give an air of secrecy. The Rub-a-Dub-Dub mystery is set in a secret cove involving smugglers and a blowhole in the cliffs. This is beautiful Lulworth Cove, as unchanged today as it would have been then, and set in idyllic coastal surroundings. The blowhole where the children were taken by a boatman is Stair Hole, and is a well-known landmark on the world-famous Jurassic coastline. Blyton's books are full of picnics with lashings of ginger beer, and the locations are just right for picnicking. But during the Second World War, many of the beaches were covered in barbed wire and off limits as troops prepared secretly for the D-Day landings. Even visiting Swanage and travelling by train to this area was fraught with danger, as there were frequent air raids. Blyton's mystery and adventure stories have clearly defined good and bad characters and are easy to read. They have got children started on reading for many generations. But they have been criticised for being too simplistic, and more recently for some of the now outdated social attitudes and the language. But they still remain popular worldwide for their sense of joy, adventure, and wonder at life.
Well, thank you very much, Janet, there for that on Enid Blyton. And so I wasn't aware of all those links with Dorset until I heard Janet's report. So thank you for that. Now, as we're well within the summer break, many people will be out and about enjoying the countryside, getting back to nature, whether it's out for a walk or camping or many other pastimes that happen in the countryside. Unfortunately, many will suffer being bitten by a small spider-like creature called a tick. And for some, this will result in long-term serious health issues. But what do you know about ticks? Do you know what to do with them if you get affected by ticks? And do you know what to look out for in terms of long-term illness? So this week we are going to hear from Mika Peach on everything about ticks. And this is from Public Health England.
This is a tick, a tiny blood-sucking member of the spider family. Unfed, adults are about 3 millimeters in length and they swell up when engorged with blood. Nymphs and larvae, however, are tiny and can be easily overlooked. We have about 20 different species of tick in the UK, and this one, Ixodes ricinus, is the main one that bites humans. Although known as the sheep tick, it also feeds on deer, cattle and other wild animals, and also your pets, making it widespread throughout the countryside. Ticks can be found at any time of year, but are particularly active from spring through to autumn, when most of us head outside. If infected, ticks can cause diseases such as Lyme disease by transmitting the bacteria Borrelia burgdorferi. It's important to remember that not all ticks are infected, and you must remain aware and know what to do if you are bitten. To find out more about ticks and how to avoid them, let's go out into their natural environment. Ticks are found in many different types of places, such as woodlands, grasslands, heaths and urban parks. They wait on the tips of vegetation and long grasses for a host to brush past. Ticks don't jump, but they walk along their host to find a suitable place to attach and feed. They have a natural anaesthetic in their saliva, which means the host won't always notice they've been bitten. They also have very specialised mouth parts with backward-facing spines, which means they can be difficult to remove. If you find you've been bitten by a tick, it's important to remove it as soon as possible. The sooner you remove the tick, the less chance there is of transmission of a disease. Take your tweezers and grab your tick as close to the skin as possible. Pull gently, upwards and out, making sure you take the mouth parts of the tick with you, as they may be left behind and cause irritation. Make sure you don't aggravate the tick by squeezing it or burning it with a cigarette or match, and don't cover it with substances like olive oil or Vaseline. You can even use a tick remover tool, like this one, if you have one to hand, but tweezers work just as well. Most ticks do not carry Lyme disease, but if you have been bitten by a tick, it's important to keep an eye on the place where you were bitten for several weeks, just in case a rash develops. This could be a symptom of Lyme disease, and you should consult your doctor, giving details of when and where you were bitten by a tick. Symptoms of Lyme disease can include a slowly expanding circular reddish rash, flu-like feeling, fatigue, muscle and joint pain. Untreated, it can be serious, but it can be treated with antibiotics. Make sure to go and see your GP if you start feeling unwell and tell him you've participated in outdoor activities. There are simple steps you can take to protect yourself from any unwanted passengers. Stick to the paths, make sure you don't walk through dense vegetation and grassland. Try and cover up as much as possible and wear light coloured clothing so ticks can be easily seen. And use insect repellents.
There we go, and thank you very much to Mika from Public Health England for that. And having had quite a few experiences with ticks, fortunately not myself, but as a scout leader with scout camping, and a lot of the youngsters getting ticks, and knowing a couple of people who've actually got Lyme's disease, it's well worth being careful with the ticks. Now we come to that part in our programme where it's time for going over to Andrew Wright for this week's film review. So we go over to Andrew now.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This is a special edition where I'll be talking about the biggest news out of San Diego Comic-Con last weekend. The highly anticipated Marvel Studios panel paid off as it gave fans all the information they were hoping for. The panel unveiled a new trailer for the Disney Plus series She-Hulk and the first teaser trailer for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, where both of these titles will conclude the Marvel Cinematic Universe's fourth phase. The teaser trailer for the new Black Panther film confirmed the death of lead character T'Challa following actor Chadwick Boseman's tragic death from cancer in 2020, as well as confirming long-time fan rumours that the film would include Marvel Comics anti-hero character Namor. She-Hulk premieres on Disney Plus this August, and Black Panther comes to cinemas this November. Marvel announced for the first time Phase 5 of the MCU, which starts with the already filmed Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania next February, starring Paul Rudd, featuring new MCU big bad Kang the Conqueror. Coming next spring is the Disney Plus miniseries Secret Invasion, starring Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Coming next May is the third and final installment of James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, which features a storyline including Rocket Raccoon's creator returning for him. Coming next summer is the Disney Plus series Echo, which revolves around the deaf Native American character Maya Lopez from Hawkeye, and will feature the return of Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, both returning from the Netflix series and MCU projects last December. Also coming next summer is the second season of Loki, with the main cast returning, headlined by Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. Coming to cinemas next July is the movie The Marvels, a sequel to 2019's Captain Marvel, and features the return of Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson, as well as WandaVision's Teyonah Parris and Miss Marvel's Iman Vellani. Coming fall 2023 is the Disney Plus series Ironheart, featuring actress Dominique Thorne returning from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Coming to cinemas November 2023 is Blade, starring Mahershala Ali as the titular hero, taking over the role from Wesley Snipes, who played the role in the Blade trilogy from 1998 to 2004. Coming to Disney Plus in the winter season of 2023 to 2024 is the series Agatha: Coven of Chaos, with Kathryn Hahn returning as a character from WandaVision. Coming to Disney Plus in spring 2024 is the 18-episode series Daredevil: Born Again, an MCU continuation of Netflix's Daredevil series, and is confirmed to feature the return of Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Coming to cinemas in May 2024 is Captain America: New World Order, a sequel to the Disney Plus miniseries Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and features Anthony Mackie returning from previous MCU movies and will be his first full outing as Captain America. The conclusion of Phase 5 is Thunderbolts, coming to cinemas in July 2024, and is essentially the Marvel equivalent of the Suicide Squad. Phase 6 was also revealed, with 3 major titles being revealed. Marvel's long-in-the-works Fantastic Four reboot coming in November 2024, which will not be an origin story, as well as the next 2 Avengers films, which will be The Kang Dynasty, coming in May 2025, and will be directed by Shang-Chi's Destin Daniel Cretton, and the long-rumoured Secret Wars, coming November 2025. Phases 4 to 6 will be classed as the Multiverse Saga. Last weekend, DC revealed the trailer for Shazam! Fury of the Gods, the sequel to 2019's Shazam, and new footage for DC's Black Adam. Shazam! Fury of the Gods features the return of Zachary Levi as well as most of the cast from the first film, with the introduction of Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu as the film's villains. Black Adam comes to cinemas this October, followed by Shazam this December. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will talk about Prey and Bullet Train. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew. And Andrew mentioned there Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and we've got that latest trailer for you now.
I'm an idiot.
It's showtime!
I don't deserve these powers, if I'm being honest. Like, what am I even contributing? Ow! There's already a superhero with a red suit with a lightning bolt on it. Aquaman is literally huge and he's so manly. And Batman is so cool. And I'm just me. I feel like a fraud. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the wizard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got superpowers. Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
You understand I'm a pediatrician, right?
Come on!
Now let's get down to business.
Listen to me, Billy. The fate of your world depends on it. The daughters of Atlas are coming for you.
Children stole the power of all the gods. This is very personal, Billy.
Look, I might not have as much experience as you, because I'm not super old like you. But I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, lady. It's all about family! Family! Guys, that was a signal!
Introducing the star of our show. His name is Shazam! Now let's get down to business.
Your world will not survive this.
I don't know how we fight powers like this.
You think I know how to fix this, dude, but I really don't.
Billy, everyone can be worthy. Let's give it a chance. Now go fight for your family. Go fight for the world.
Hurry, step right up. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now.
I just threw a truck at a dragon. I love my life.
Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business.
There we go, that's Shazam! Fury of the Gods, out later this year. And now it's time in the programme for the national weather forecast, and this week we go over to the Met Office and we're joined by Alex Birkhill.
Hello, very good day to you and welcome to the latest weather update from the Met Office. We do have some wet weather on its way as we go through this weekend. As we go through the end of the day on Saturday then, still some outbreaks of rain across parts of Wales and northern England. Quite a bit of cloud here too. Elsewhere some clear skies, so some fine sunshine to end the day across parts of Scotland and also the southeast of England. And temperatures not falling particularly low again. It could be even warmer than on Friday night for some. But notice this swathe of wet weather that's then pushing in from the west as we go through the early hours of Sunday. That's due to this frontal wave that's set to make its way eastwards across the country and could bring some persistent rain across central parts and perhaps southern areas too. It's possible that the far south of the UK will avoid the rain, so not getting much if any here, and also across parts of Scotland and maybe Northern Ireland it is looking like a drier day than on Saturday. As we head into next week then, and some changeable weather's on the cards, but I think the worst of the rain's going to be towards the north, whilst further south it's likely to stay drier and warmer. Remember, wherever you are, you can keep up to date with the full forecast on both the Met Office website, our app, and of course all of our social media channels. I'll see you later.
Thank you very much, Alex there. And the local outlook for this coming week basically ties in with what Alex said. We're probably going to miss most of the rain down here on the south coast. We may get some tomorrow, but it just depends how close to the coast it comes or how northward it comes, and more likely to get it further inland than we are actually on the coast, but we can actually do with a bit of rain. But it's certainly going to be mild this week, and sunny spells and changeable. Very unlikely to get any rain after tomorrow, but hopefully we'll get some rain soon. Now, what's on and what's on coming up in the Weymouth Pavilion this week and the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow, 31st of July, Take That Greatest Hits. 3rd of August, Spice Forever, Spice Girls tribute. 4th of August, Rabbit Rabbit, Chaz and Dave tribute. 7th of August, Bon Jovi Experience. 10th of August, The Dolly Show, a Dolly Parton tribute. And the 11th of August, The Wall of Floyd. More details on the Pavilion website, weymouthpavilion.com, or by phoning the box office on 01305 783 225. The next thing at the Nose Fort is the 9th of August at 6:45. That's Munch Mission, Brave Bold Drama, perfect activity for you and your children. It's an interactive theatre experience. Sounds fun actually, so do look at the Nose website for more information on that. Something to take the whole family to in August. 15th of August, they've got Jazz Rock and Roll Blues Session and Robbie McIntosh Band, plus special guests Mickey B and The Night. Now, there's a couple of things coming up this week for younger children through Arts Reach. On Monday, there's an Acting Up Children's Theatre Workshop in Martinstown Village Hall. That's Monday the 1st of August, 2 p.m. to 4:30. And it features an afternoon with Rowan Gotobed, who played Sirius Black in the film Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And it's about basically a series of team building games and theatrical improvisation activities there at Martinstown Village Hall, 2 p.m. to 4:30. Places are £6, and to book a place, phone 01305 889 738. And on Tuesday, there's Dance of the Dandelion and Butterflies. That's at Sturminster Newton Exchange. Again, it's another Arts Reach thing. Spend a fun morning with puppeteer Anna Shields and create beautiful tissue paper butterflies and giant dandelion flowers. In the afternoon, James Bamford of Project Dance, who's involved with the English National Ballet Youth Company, will lead you in creating a devised dance piece using your butterfly and dandelion props. The day will end with a mini performance for parents and guardians. So that's 10:30 to 3 p.m. Sturminster Newton Exchange. Places are £10 and suitable for 6+. To book a place, it's 01258 475 137. Now, if churches are your thing, regular services tomorrow are All Saints Church in Wyke, 8 o'clock. For communion, 9:30 for communion, and 11 o'clock at St Edmund's Church at Lanehouse. Our other programmes, of course, our regular Saturday evening quiz will be on this evening in about 3/4 of an hour now at 7:30, and you are all welcome to join that. The feed will go up at 7:15. Looking at traffic and travel, roadworks this week, Chickle Road, Markham Avenue and Dennis Road. There's going to be works there around those junctions, and there will be traffic control, so delays are possible. Other works in Baycliffe Road, Perth Road, Highland Road, Devon Road, Hardwick Street, Park Street, Kirtleton Avenue, Green Hill, Moorside Close, Bodkin Lane, Dorset Road and Chaffinch Close. Now, the other big news on traffic and travel this weekend, of course, is the rail strikes affecting GWR services today, and the likely knock-on effect to services tomorrow. And there are no notified engineering works affecting either GWR or SWR services from Weymouth for this weekend and the coming week, but obviously that strike will have a knock-on effect for the rest of this weekend. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's programme. I hope you might join us for our quiz at 7:30. And of course, if you're going out in the countryside, remember those ticks and keeping safe. If you've got any stories for us, any events or any news, do send it in to us, either for myself, Janet or Andrew. The email for all of us is news@Wyke Regis TV, and we will be pleased to receive anything from you. Now, that's all we've got for you this week. We'll be back again next week at 6 o'clock. We hope you have a wonderful weekend and a good week ahead, and we look forward to you joining us next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Good night.